I was going to read, which I am, but I have so many like 20-second videos from being interrupted. And I thought after today, I wanted to do a video on materialistic stuff. You have family, they have stuff. I am so glad that I am not materialistic. I'm just happy to have a bed to sleep in, a roof over my head, and food on the table. And I mean, and my cats. My cats, most of all. I would do without the bed. I could even cut back on the food, but I want my cats. Anyway, um, it gets difficult because when family members acquire a lot of material things, they have children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, whatever, and then they get sick and they start wanting to sell stuff, give stuff away, or whatever. And everybody starts getting a little, I don't want to say greedy, but they want certain things and they start getting possessive and, hey, I want that, whatever. And I learned, and I know this is kind of silly, my uncle had made me a dollhouse. Amazing. I mean, there was one that somebody bought for $300, and he was like, I could do that. I could do that cheaper. I mean, back in the day, there was nothing this man couldn't make or do, and jack of all trades and that. So, um, it had an attic, it had staircase, it had lights. I mean, oh my gosh, it was so cool. And I traveled back and forth. I went to California and this that, and when I came back, it was gone. He had gotten rid of it. He gave it away. My heart was broken because I thought I would have it for my kids when I grew up, and I mean, this was after the fact, and I was upset for the longest time. It still bothers me a little bit, not as much. Um, but it was then, and I remember when I was younger, my mom would just give everything away. I learned at a young age not to expect to be able to keep things. She gave us things that didn't belong to her. They might belong to somebody else. They came back to get it. Um, when my uncle used to sell me these little, not sell me, I'm sorry. My uncle used to send me little golden books every week. I loved those books. And then he would put $5 in the envelope. Well, my mom would always open it, take the money, and give me the book. I didn't care. I just loved the books. And I went away, came back, and she gave them to the neighbor's kids. And I wanted to keep those. Those were a keepsake. It broke my heart. I mean, and it still makes me sad, but it is what it is. So through all that, um, I've become a minimalist. Yes, I have a lot of crap. I mean, most of it is scrapbooking stuff that I have acquired. Um, but I've learned not to get attached. I've even purged through that and given a lot of that away because I just don't have the way, I don't have the room, or it's just not feasible to do my crafting here. You need a lot of room when you scrapbook and make cards, and you have to have things organized, and you have to have them in certain places so you can find everything. And things have gotten shuffled around here so much, it's not even funny. It's like I don't know where anything is. And I get it. You can't find something, you end up buying it again, and later on you're going to end up with 10 of whatever, but it is what it is. Um, but I mean, families, I mean, can be torn apart by stuff. You can't take it with you. And I don't care. I mean, I don't care. People put too much emphasis, too much value on materialistic things. And they're going to die one day and they can't take it with them. And yeah, oh, I want it. I want to give it to my kids. And I want it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just want it for sentimental values because it reminds me, yada, 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 yada. And I mean, and and I will say, like, I talk about my aunt a lot. And I mean, she's not doing well. And she has a lot of stuff. It's going to be not fun when she passes away. I'm not looking forward to it. There is one item that I want, and it's not in good condition at all. It's pretty bad. And I don't mind saying it, it's a chef robe. Because I had that as a child when I lived in this very house, and I actually slept in the front porch in the summertime, and there was a curtain that was my wall, and I mean there was a single bed, the chef robe, and a desk. That was it. I mean there was no room, and I lived in that. I mean it was fine. And then in the wintertime I used to sleep on a rollaway bed in the living room because I didn't have a room. And that's when my grandma was alive though. But I was fine. But that chef robe was my dresser, my closet. It was everything. And I loved it. And if I don't get it, if something happens, it is what it is. I mean, and I don't even really care. I mean, people say, how can you not care about money if there's money and da 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 da? And it's like, I don't care. I see what's going on in this world. What I care most about is getting my life turned around and helping others and finding my way back to Yahweh, which I know this is not that channel. I have a special channel for that, but I mean that is what it is, and it makes me really sad that America acquires so much useless stuff. I mean, you go to the Salvation Army and it's like just inundated with cups and plates and people collect things. And I've done it. I've been there. I mean, I've gotten rid of so many cups and the stuff that is still over at the other house that is considered mine. It's like I've been here for so long and I don't miss it. So what? What? I mean, people who have storage units, who store stuff, and I mean, I get it. There's people who store stuff because they're moving or there's a situation at hand. But these people who have a storage unit and they store stuff for years and years. And I heard a lot of it. I've heard horror stories about storage units and things getting damaged in there, and people not realizing what they're putting their belongings through. Sometimes when they do go to get it, it's ruined for whatever heat, cold, whatever, bugs, who knows. But, and I know I'm rambling, but I just, and it hurts when a child wants something and they don't get it, and it is gone, whether it's sold or whatever, and then you see the heartbreak. And it's like they have to learn, and they get over it. I mean, it's just hard. The thing that I don't like, I get the hurt, I get the sadness, because somebody wants something that's meaningful to them, It's like this was a part of my uncle, this was a part of my aunt, this was a part of whatever, my sister, you know, and you want that one little thing that kind of keeps you attached to them. And when that's gone, it's kind of like ripping that attachment. The part I don't like is when somebody gets angry and gets mad and unforgiving, and how could you get rid of that? You know I wanted that, and it doesn't matter that there was nothing I could do with it. I don't know. I don't like the anger part. When people get mad, I get the hurt and the sadness, but I don't like it when people, well, I'm not talking to you anymore. You didn't leave that to me. And I'm talking other people. That's not going on. I mean, a little bit of that is going on here right now. And I sit there and I go, I don't want to be.
Lawnmower out here.
What?
I thought I heard a lawnmower.
I'm gonna put this on pause for a second.